Hey guys, it's me, your girl, Brittany. I apologize for the delay because I started working at my new job. And also do more research for my podcast. And today episode, I'm gonna talk about Tennessee. As you know, Memphis, Nashville, country music. Yeah. Um, and let's get started, shall we? The first location I'm gonna talk about is Greenwood Cemetery. Um, is haunted by a ghost of a lady who was once a wealthy woman. Um, lived across a lake, lived across a lake with her husband. Um, her husband cheated on her and killed her because her health issues. She was wheelchair bound. But people claim to see her in a green mist. The next location I'm gonna talk about is, and I'm gonna try my best to pronounce this. Seesaw Bog Tunnel. I hope I pronounced that right. Um, it's happened around since the 1920s. It's also a site of a mass murder. Um, reports of a baby crying. EVP sounds of Mr. Cecil Bog murdered family members. But I'm gonna do more research about that location in future episode. The next location I'm gonna talk about is Wheatland Plantation. Um, it's one of the most haunted plantations. It has a long history filled with murders and deaths. Location of battles fought during American Revolution War and Civil War. Uh, haunted by the Winslow family, the Channers, and also soldiers for those two wars. Um, the plantation has 70 graves of enslaved people, 28 graves of Cherokee Indians, and graves of a couple of soldiers. Um, the next location I'm going to talk about is Bethesda Church and Cemetery. Has an amount of Western spirits walking around. Um, ghosts of many Confederate soldiers perished many years ago. There are two stories about this location. So the first story is that one witness who was passing the cemetery in church on his way home in the wee hours of the night saw what appeared to be a Confederate soldier. He was holding an old-fashioned lantern. Um, another and another witness stated he saw two Confederate soldiers standing outside the church talking. The two spirits spot the witness. They continue talking and walk around the corner of the church, disappearing out of sight. And also the spirit of a woman who appears to be crying on one night of the far side in the cemetery. It is said if you are there at night, there is a good chance you can hear her crying. Um, let's see. The next location I'm gonna talk about in Acapulco, and forgive me, I can pronounce this, is Bijou Theater. I hope I pronounced that right. I apologize. Um, it's a historical site. It's in a re, um remarkable condition. It's also a favorite spot for people looking for entertainment. Um, Donnie goes identified as Colonel William Sanders. He passed away in the bridal suite of the theater. There are other ghosts include soldiers who perished in the theater when um, it was served as a hospital. And also a very angry ghost haunt the halls of the theater. Hey, the next location I'm going to talk about is Wafflewood Mansion. It's one of the haunted houses in East Tennessee. It's almost 200 years old. Has a has a tragic history. Um, the home was built by Reverend Frederick Walls. The home would be the location of tragedy and despair for his daughter, Rowena. The story goes, Rowena lost her first love on her wedding day prior to the ceremony. Then she lost her second love in her daughter. Um, she lost the will to live and drowned herself in the lake where her first fiance perished. After so much tragedy, her spirit is still present and wandering around the property in a long foreign white dress. There's have been reports of laughter being heard at the sundown, uh, creepy eyes being seen in the windows, um, and large black dog warming the property and howling. Um, also, in a bit history, that not that the home had different owners, including a slave owner, but they say that laughter and other unusual activity is from the ghosts of former slaves. Let's see. The next location I'm gonna talk about is historic Reed House Hotel. Is one of the haunted hotels in Tennessee that has verified ghosts haunting the building. Um, home to deaths by natural causes as well as murders and suicides. The ghost of Annalisa Neffany is believed to haunt 1311, where her husband murdered her upon finding out she was having an affair. Let's see. But people say outside of 1311 things move around in other rooms. There have been reports of seeing spirits in mirrors, uh, someone reclining on the bed where no one is there. Some gas and former employees stated there is a ghost of a man and a woman who may have been a prostitute during haunting the hotel to this day. Okay, and then next location, the story is very sad, I have to say, and I'm gonna say this again. Don't do these people dead. You remember how I mentioned in when I was talking about Ohio episode where my alma mater, Ohio University, was built on an ancient Native American burial ground? Yeah, don't do this. Please don't do this with these people dead because it's really, really annoying. And people don't do the history or the land. That's really buzz me. It's like people, you need to know the history of the land before you build something on it because you don't know it's a burial ground or a battleground, like something happened on the land. Um, let's see. So this next location I'm gonna talk about is Pilgrim Family Cemetery, and their story. in 1970, that um sorry a group of people who was bulldozed an area along the Hot Perth River while working on a housing development. During the process, they destroyed the Penguin Family Cemetery. I'm sorry. Like I say, people, like minutes ago, don't do this. Don't do this. Um. So they say the dirt from the name was sold as field dirt across two counties. 5 years later, the river waters rose and all the homes built on the name that was once the cemetery were flooded. During the flood, some coffins were not relocated floated to the surface. One coffin, one coffin in particular, belonged to the town's very first postmistress, Carrie Pilgrim Heath. Okay, people, like I said, please don't do this. Please check the history of the name to see that it's a former burial ground or a battleground or battleground during the Civil War or American Revolution War, what have you. Yeah, don't do this. Um, the next location I'm gonna talk about, and I heard this location before. Um, and they did this movie based on this location. Um, I could talk about the Bell Witch Cave. Yes, yes, we talk about the famous Bell Witch Cave hauntings, which they did the movie, which they based on the movie, which I watched before, American Haunting. Um, if you guys haven't watched the movie, it is good. It's a little scary also. Um, but commend, I would suggest that you guys watch it during Halloween time, October. Um, yeah. Um, let's see. So one of the most famous ghost stories, the Blair Witch was said to have murdered. Well, there are theories about this, and I don't know if it's true. It should be, but I think it's true. They say the Blair Witch um, murdered John Bell and also tormented his entire family with poltergeist-style activity for several years. Um, Also, this bad spirit is said to be a wicked woman named Kate Bax. Um, she was angry at her life and even more so in death, as evidenced by her evil ghost. Um, she is still said to haunt the cave next to John Bell's farm. So, little update about John Bell's farm is that so after John Bell's death, I think where something like the family moved to another state or another town. Um, and I think they demolished the home, and I think it's now a farm, a corn farm, a cornfield. Um, I'm gonna check that also, just see. And I think Ghost Adventures did an episode about this. Um, so yeah. And like I say, people, if you had questions, comments, um, and don't forget to follow me. Just let me know. And thank you. Best free.